Well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to round 2 of the 777-200ER brought to you by PMDG. Good to be back. We're doing a leg 2 today. If you missed the first one, make sure you do check that out. We had an absolutely epic departure, sunrise departure out of Dallas Fort Worth. Head down to Cancun. Now for this one, we're doing something a little bit special. We're taking the Battleship Gray, in my opinion, the second best livery ever on the 777, next to the bare metal from American. And we're going to take this puppy out of Eagle, Colorado. So we're sitting here. We're doing maybe a charter flight, maybe taking Shadur Sanders to the 5th round pick that he got drafted on. Who knows? We're doing big things, though. They used to run 7.5s out of here. So I figured since we don't have a 7.5, it'd be how fitting will it be to take a 777. That's the next best thing. So 777 ops, max Toga, out of Eagle. We'll have plenty of performance because this thing's an absolute beast. We're actually going to load up the airplane heavier than planned, and we're going to take a little bit extra gas just because it's kind of crazy right now with all the cross the pond arrivals coming into town and stuff. So we'll be ready for that, and we're going to cruise on over the mountains and down into San Francisco. So it should be a fun one. A charter triple for a 5th round trade. What's up, Matthew Preston? Good to see you, man. Delta fans in the house, welcome to Commercial Pilot, my friend. Glad to have you on board. Thank you for upgrading and supporting the channel, Delta fan. Really do appreciate that. Zach Lewine, thank you for your 24 months of support, 2 years as a member. Best community on YouTube. Welcome in, man. Welcome in, Zach. Appreciate all the support. Callie Simmer in the house. SFO Juicy Callie Simmer. Thank you for my my tea this afternoon. This stream is powered by Starbucks green tea. So courtesy of Kelly Simmer. Thank you so much. Appreciate all of you, all the support. And that QB room in Cleveland, we need hard knocks. Oh my gosh, could you imagine, Tyson? But the trucks are kind of loud outside here. But I've got all the trucks. I actually had to redo my wheels. I did an RTO practice and I smoked my tires, so I had to replace the tires. We're burning some hydraulic fluid and oil and stuff. I have the simulation of the fluids, which is pretty cool. So get a little weird shadow effects there, but we're good. We got lav trucks, we got catering trucks, we've got portable air conditioning, and we're ready to depart out of Eagle. It's a beautiful day. We're going to be flying right at that mountain there. I have the sim time 5:48 local time right now. So I basically ran the sim to East Coast time just so it's a little bit better and we get to fly off into the sunset going into San Francisco. So it's going to be a beautiful flight. Should be pretty darn scenic once we get airborne too out of Eagle. Some good scenery going over Salt Lake, and then one of my favorites, going down over in the valley up into California. So I hope you all are ready. Let's get this bird fired up. Do I have a giveaway? No, I do not have any giveaways planned on this one. I do know that I believe I'll be giving away some stuff at FS Expo because I have a couple of hardware things that I'm going to be giving away. So more to come on that, but that's kind of a spoiler alert. So, all right, who's ready? Y'all ready? Let's fire this thing up. We've got 427 different controllers online right now. So United Cactus told me I contact 2047 for clearance. So let's go ahead and power this aircraft up and get on ground power. I think I'm supposed to do primary first. We'll get the ground power connected. We'll get the in-flight entertainment on, a cabin utility bus on. We'll get the ADRUs aligned. That all stays off for now. That can stay as is. We'll arm the emergency exit lights. Fuel pumps are off. Everything is auto. We'll get the logo lights on. Don't need the wing lights right now. Everything looks good. Airplane's going to boot up. Once we get booted up, first things first, we're going to call clearance delivery, see what kind of clearance we got. No sim sounds. That's right, because they're probably off. You should have sim sounds now. Sorry about that. Should have sim sounds. What's the flight time? 1:47 en route. 1:47 takeoff to touchdown. Never forget the first time I took off out of Eagle, staring straight at the mountain to get the juices flowing for sure. Jonah, absolutely, absolutely. Now, I've never taken off out of Eagle, Colorado in an airliner. I've only... Chat. The Queen has graced our... Please, man, One day, I hope Mr. PMDG himself trolls us with a 747 like that on one of our streams when they're getting ready for release. Look at that thing. Cannot wait. The one time I did to part out of Eagles in a Citation jet, so I've never taken it, and it's been a long time. I've never taken an airliner out of Eagle, Colorado. Team Vodka, I know, that's what I was thinking. Maybe it's RSR logged in. Wouldn't that be something? I cannot wait. I mean, 777 is cool. But you cannot tell me the 747 is cooler. Come on, man. How's the 777, Mr. First Stream? Bill's Mafia, what's up, man? It's been good. We had a little WASM crash messing with the box and the lateral offsets. But remember, this is pre-release, so we're going to do our best to circumvent that. Hopefully we won't do any lateral offsets on this one. But other than that, everything else went good. Now, we are rocking the Pratt & Whitneys today. Look at the Pratt & Whitney engines. Slightly different wing views bound here, so you guys can kind of enjoy that. Pratt & Whitney, different sounds. The takeoff sounds are pretty dang good. So just waiting for the aircraft to boot up here. Let's get this fired up here, get the brightness up as well. Looks like all our screens are coming to life. Looking good. While that's still coming to life, let's go back over here and let's pull out the electronic flight bag, go to our charts, departure, Eagle. Those are stars. SID, we have the Beaver filed. So we'll pull this one off, and yes, it's off of runway 25, I believe. So runway 25 for departure. That's what we're planning on, runway 25, blasting off on the Beaver 1 RNAV arrival. So, like I said, before we do anything else, let's call clearance delivery and see what they got in store for us. So it's going to be 2047, 120.47. That'll help us get our fuel load adjusted as well if there's any crazy delays getting out of here. I don't think it's going to be too bad, but you never know. 2047 is up. Keith 6, what's up, man? This is 2024, my friend. Oh. Why is the Citation getting our
sprocket transition?
Getting our clearance?
Climb and maintain 15,000. Departure with me. Squawk 5633.
Number clear to San Francisco via the Beaver 1, sprocket transition, that's final. Climb maintain 150. Bring to with you, sprocket 563.
I wonder who, what citation he's in.
Squawk code 5633, 5633.
56 tree.
Number 284 Charlie, read back correct. Call for taxi. The Eagle altimeter.
Magic Barrel ref.
29er,
29er, check.
For departure.
That's what we're expecting. And Denver Center, good afternoon. United 357 Heavy on the ground and Eagle clearance to San Francisco, please.
United 357 Denver Center, cleared to the San Francisco International Airport. Beaver 1 departure, sprocket transition, then is filed. Maintain 15,000. Departure with me, squawk tree 776.
All right, clear to San Francisco. Beaver 4 sparking has filed 15,000. Departures with you, squawking 3776 for United 357.
United 357 Heavy, read back correct. Call for taxi. Eagle 29er, 89er, runway 25.
We'll plan 25, call you for taxi, United 357. All right, we'll call him back. That looks good. We'll go ahead and turn the audio all the way down on that. Let's go ahead and get our FMC started to load up here. Let's get our pause init. We'll take just GPS position. That looks good. Beautiful route. Let's go ahead and do a route request. That's us, SimBrief route. All right, now we're going to set the payload, and we're going to set the fuel, and then we're going to select the route, and I'm going to... we're going to modify some of our payload on that. So while everything else is getting juiced up there, let's get the window heats on. 1, 2, 3, 4 hydraulics. We'll go auto, 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 auto. We'll turn those on like so. I'm going to leave the fuel pumps off till we finish. There is our route uplink. Let's go ahead and activate that. We're going to load that route first, and then we're going to activate. I'd love to get a sound rating by V1 before leaving. I like them, man. I think they are better than the original 300 release. They have a little bit more beefiness to them. So, in my experience, and Robert, if you want to really know, wait till we take off on this one. Because the Pratt & Whitney, I actually like this sound. I like these engines probably the best in terms of sound. But you be the judge, my friend. You be the judge. All right, we'll activate, execute that. Departure arrival index, runway 25, Beaver 1, Sparklets transition. Let's go back to Parts Arrival Index. Go Arrival San Francisco. We're planning on from SimBrief. It's a little ways away, but right now we're planning 28 right on the Diamond 5. So we'll just load that in. ILS 28 right, Diamond 5 off of Inyo, and I'm just going to execute that as is because I'm not sure if they wanted a transition. I guess we can take a quick peek. Let's go. They make it pretty quick here with PMDG, so I like that. And you know what? I keep doing that. Why don't I do this? Look at that. Look at that. That's what we want to do. So approach is to tiptoe visual. Man, I haven't seen that in a while. 28 right. Probably going to be... Let's take it off of Archie because that'll be all the way out, right? The star on the diamond is... Does it link us on the star? Archie. Archie. Perfect. Archie it is. Execute. Wonderful. So that is done. Now we're going to go to our init ref. Now I'm going to modify this. So I'm going to just load it up as it is now. 386. Now we are going to do some changing here. So I'll get rid of Mr. RSR's hand. We'll put the EFB back over here. Now I'm going to go into FS actions, fuel, and we're going to change this. So we've got 49.0 on board. We're going to take an extra 10,000. So let's make it 59,084. Let's take an extra 10,000 pounds of gas. That's going to change 386.4. So that did update. 59.1. That did update. Also, what we want to change to get a little bit more spice out of here, we're going to go payload passenger config, and we're going to go ahead and set max passenger. All right, gross weight 460, 70 fuel weight is 408.4. So now we're going to go 408.4 here. Okay, 408.4, 59.1. That's going to give us a little extra juice. Now I'm just going to show you how powerful this airplane is. So we're going to go ahead and accept that. Thrust limb, TO1, no D-rate. Takeoff EPR 5.4, that checks. This is -10, -20. We're doing a TO1. Takeoff speed, CG is 28.6. Flaps 5. We're going to have 38, 43, 42. Wonderful. So let's go ahead and return. Return, FMC, legs page. That looks good. Let's go ahead and spool the APU. While that's spooling, our fueling is done. Those are coming online. We'll go ahead and take a listen. About to get ready out of here. Some beige juice. Dylan, just wait until the sun starts to set a little bit and we're descending into San Francisco with the beige battleship gray, man. Fantastic. United Airlines motto was flying the friendly skies. Now it's connecting people, connecting the world. Yeah, this one flying was friendlier and foodier. Yeah, the plastic kid wings I got at 6 years old. Well, I'm this year's old where I remember getting little metal wings. How about that? They used to hand out little metal wings. But yeah, then the plastic ones shortly thereafter, and now you're lucky to get a wing set. Some give you stickers. How's the storm light mode? What do you mean storm light? The dome light? Pretty good. We used it earlier. We used it earlier on the first flight, Gus. So, all right, with the magic barrel ref one more time, 2989 is set. Let's go back to departure, airport, put you there. That looks good. Let's go to the ground ops. We'll go to ground vehicles. Let's go ahead and release the stairs, the maintenance van, lav, forward, fuel truck is done. We'll leave forward cargo, cleaning is gone, aft galley is gone, bulk cargo and aft cargo are done. So we're just going to leave that like so. We'll go to the door management. We'll get ready to get all that here in a second. APU is now running, so external power, primary off. Alright, so that is done. APU is on and running. Let's go ahead and disconnect the ground power, and we will disconnect the air conditioning unit. Digital Merc, I swear I have little metal ones. I want to say it was America, well, was America West the metal ones? I swear I got little metal ones. Might have been even Southwest, actually. Or maybe they're legit. I don't know. I'd have to go see them. They're in my, they're my mother's house still, I think. Please leave the no smoking sign off on this flight. I'm smoking a nice bourbon in first class. Shortly after takeoff, we will get the no smoking sign off. Okay, so that is pretty much all done. I like our speeds. I like all of that. Let's go ahead and release all of these vehicles. And just before we blast off, we didn't do this before. Let's go to performance. And let's import from the OFB, Eagle County, runway 25, dry. Import from the aircraft, import the weather. We'll calculate. Flaps 5, 1.4, TO1, 4244. That all checks out, okay? So we should be good to go there. Acceleration altitude 1,500 feet. So I like that. And doors, close all. Arm all. All doors are closed and armed. They are all released. We'll go ahead and remove the chocks. And we're ready. So let's run some checklist. Beacon light is coming on. Last thing we need to set trim 5 units of trim. So I'm using different binding for that. That's pretty cool. Let's go ahead and get the cam up. So we rocked the Blackbird control levers on our first stream. Today we are rocking the Throttletek 777 levers for pseudo 767. So I'm actually using these levers on my actual hardware to move that to 5 units of trim. All right. With all that set, whoa, that got all jacked up. Checklist. Pre-flight, oxygen, flight instruments, park brake is set. All right, before start, flight deck door, MCP, heading, track, and altitude. Let's bug 250 and then look at the SID for, let's look at the SID for speed restriction. Beaver 1 RNAV. Speed 210 knots, it's Excel direct to Cooper, which is right here. So it's an immediate left turn. Initial climb, beginning climbing left turn as soon as practical, but no later than DER. Or departure end of runway. Oh, man. Oh, it's been a long day. Departure end of runway, heading 206, 7100, top altitude 15 thou. All right, so we'll set 15. 15,000 is set, and oh my gosh, come on. I can't set 15,000 feet. There we go. 15,000 feet and do not exceed 210 K-knots. So we'll dial that back. All right. We're good. Toga. We're ready to engine start, I believe. So let's go ahead and passenger. Oh, hold on. Before start, passenger signs. MCP V2 heading track altitude set. Takeoff speeds are set 38, 43, 48. CDU pre-flight complete. Trim 5 units is set. Taxi takeoff briefing is complete. Before taxi, time to spool them up. Mustafa, welcome to Commercial Pilot, man. Welcome on board. Thank you for supporting the channel. Really do appreciate that. Very, very kind. Thank you. All right, let's go ahead and spin them up. Starter norm, number 2. It's all automatic. Going to motor, and let's go ahead and move the fuel control lever. Yes, you would set V2, but I'm flying single pilot, so I'm setting the speed limitation. Oh my gosh, did you see that? That was reverse flow on the N1. So the engine was spinning the opposite direction because of the ambient wind. That was cool. I've never seen that in the sim before. Got to make sure you have positive N1s. Bit late for me, but don't want to miss this one. Dougal McTavish, what's going on, man? I thought you'd be off in bed, my friend. Well, glad to have you here. At least you get to catch the takeoff, hopefully, here.
And Cactus 718, follow the Dolman.
All right, here we go. Start 2, or 1, technically. So it's going to motor.
All right, we got we'll follow the 767 now. We have
I love this part of the Throttletek. Watch this. Watch our fuel control lever down here. There's our light off. Was that 7.2? Robert, I flew the Rolls-Royce this morning. Victor, long time no see, man. Good to see you. How you doing, man? Just fired up our 2 Pratt & Whitneys. Waiting for them to get stable. They look stable. That's Norm. Auto APU is coming off. That looks good. We are flaps 5 today. Flaps 5. So 1, 5. Flight controls. Checked. Let's do it from up here as well. Let's do our flight control. Rudder. That all checks. Wonderful. Okay, flight controls check. Flaps 5. F4 taxi. NI. So recall. Checked. Auto brake. RTO. Flight controls. Ground equipment clear. That leaves us before takeoff. That's green. Checklist is blanked. We'll call for taxi. Ladies and gentlemen, it's about that time. Denver Center, United 357 Heavy on the ground. Eagle, ready taxi.
United 357 Heavy, confirm your squawking Dakota, Cynthia.
You know what? It didn't take. You got that code by chance? I don't have it, chat. Oh, I got it. 3776 coming at you, United 357. I had to scroll back in the chat. Normally I pin that. All right, 2 engines up for taxi, fuel 58.8. That looks good.
Cactus 718, runway 25, line up and wait.
Wait, runway 25, Cactus 718.
Cactus 718 and the 72. And United 357 Heavy, Wishwalking 3776, right taxi.
United 357 Heavy, runway 25, taxi via Alpha.
25 via Alpha, United 357 Heavy. Park brake release 25 via Alpha. Oh no, that's it. Oh, look at that. Ooh, what are you flying, Vodka? What are you in? Is he gonna make it? Is he gonna make it?
7284 Charlie, contact Denver Center on 1.
Tail strike. Hold on, I gotta see where we're going, but tail strike. He's stalling. He's stalling. Need to make that left turn there. All right, via Alpha.
Gentlemen, 8799 Heavy, radar contact altitude.
8799 Heavy is climbing to 7,200, and in a moment we want to plan to return back to you, or we got a trip.
We got a what?
Gentlemen, 8799 Heavy, climb and maintain flight level 260.
Maintain 260 for the
Why does he have to return to Eagle? All right, Toga is set. We auto throttle is armed. 210 speed restriction. Terrain mode definitely coming up online. Traffic is TA only on the ground. Just confirm we are RA. Yeah, we are TA only on the ground. That looks good. Flight, everything is done. We're ready to go. He forgot his passport. How do you rank the 3 engine variants? Well, I've only flown 2 of the 3, believe it or not. So I've flown the, I like the Pratts. They're probably my favorite. Just because they're Pratts and they're cool and they sound cool. But there's the GE and the Rolls-Royce. I haven't flown the GEs yet. So, might have to do that.
Citation 55 Victor, descend via the Zombies 5 arrival. The Denver altimeter, 2984.
How long is the runway? Long enough. 9,000 feet. But we're also 6,500 feet field elevation, and we're in the terrain. Oh, maybe he said tail strike? So there's a really awesome photo.
Cactus 718, wind to
That somebody
260.17,
took. It's like a famous one. It's two 757s in Eagle, a U.S. Airways and a bare metal American. Is he in a Cactus? What? How? Why is he in a 727? Is he flying the 727 for real? Spicy. Let's watch this departure. Jason Jones. So I am using the Brunner force feedback yoke, Cat 3 design tiller, and you're looking at the Throttletek throttle package for the 777.
Baron 4580 Whiskey, contact Albuquerque Center 128.45 today.
2845 for Baron.
Tail strike. More power. More power. More power. Man, everyone's hitting their tail on departure today. Turn.
United 357 Heavy, runway 25, line up and wait.
25 line up, wait. United 357 Heavy. All right, line up and wait. They're coming on. Let's do that. Boom, boom. Flight attendants prepare for blast off. Yoga's in chat. Stand by.
718, radar contact altitude.
Altitude passing 6800, check the 718.
Cactus 718, climb and maintain flight level 260.
Flight level 260, check the 718.
I think the 727 did more than stall. I think he was. I think he did a VMU test there on departure. He was dragging that tail. All right, we're gonna have to try to get a nice line up here. As we take the runway, we'll unwad Turk's panties. We'll hit the LNAV and VNAV button. This is gonna be 250. Got that fresh line up. Make them sound like XP72. I think there's a stream on the runway. Look. What is this? There's an actual river on the runway. Oh my goodness. Gotta love 2024. It just cuts right through there. Not a bad lineup, just about 2 feet to the left. Alright, so departure review. Max Toga. Left turn as soon as practical. Let's make you big, and I tell you what, let's throw you up right here for flying. Left turn.
United 357
Right
heavy,
turn.
wind 260 at 17, gust to 27, runway 25, clear for takeoff.
Runway 25, clear for takeoff. United 357 heavy. All right, chat. You ready? Tom Pasco, Pedal Sim 2024. Here we go. Let's spool them up 50. Pratt and
Denver
Whitney's
Center,
Yoga's
exec
in
to
chat.
70 at Colorado Springs with Juliet, IFR to Delta Uniform Golf.
Yoga.
Exit jet 270 Denver Center, current through standby.
Why is our left engine?
80 knots.
Left engine's doing things. Throttle hold. Uh-oh. We should abort.
V1.
Too late. Rotate. Our left engine's doing things it's not supposed to be doing.
Positive rate of climb.
Gear up. Fly with.
6255 Victor, contact Denver approach 120.35 today.
20.35
Jet 270 cleared to the Bisbee Douglas International Airport via the Spring 6 departure. Radar vectors Alamosa, then as filed. Climb and maintain 10,000. Departure with me, squawk 1405.
Jet 270 cleared to Douglas, Spring 6 departure,
Thrust
vectors
reduction.
Alamosa, then as filed. Climb maintain 10,000. Departure with you, squawk 1405.
It's almost like I have a...
Jet 270, read back correct. Call for taxi. The Springs altimeter is 299
Flaps 1.
Spec runway
Let's just keep flying
179
it.
for departure.
It's not compressor stalling.
United 357 heavy radar contact altitude.
Passing 9,000, United 357 heavy.
United 357 heavy, climb and maintain flight level 260.
Probably maintain flight level 260, United 357 heavy.
Gallman 8799, contact Denver Center 133.52, good day.
260, flaps coming up.
133.5 to 87.
Sucked up a rabbit. We hit a rabbit on departure.
November 9851, have some with Foxtrot, IFR to Denver.
Yeah, I think we're having a hardware override. That's exactly what's happening. We sucked up a rabbit on departure. Oh, I know how to fix it too.
851 Denver Center, just request standby. It's
Hold on.
going to be a reroute. The Ski 3 is not available for turboprop aircraft.
Let's go ahead and engage autopilot.
November 9851.
I know how to fix this. Yeah, there's a hardware conflict going on. FSX, let's go PMDG, options,
338 heavy,
simulation,
runway 25, taxi via
auto
Alpha.
throttle, manual override.
25 via Alpha, 338.
What's going on with that? That shouldn't be doing it though. That is peculiar. Is it the reverse? No? The reverse has been toggled?
Number 90851, Chris Available advice ready to copy. It's partial rock clear.
Ready to copy, November 9851.
November 90851, you're cleared to the Denver International Airport via the Lens 1 departure. Direct Lens,
Oh, we'll
Correct.
troubleshoot it here in a little bit.
direct Janet to the Powder 1 arrival to Denver. Maintain
troubleshoot it here in a
16,000. Departure with me, block 4357.
Okay, we're clear to the Denver Airport, Lens 1 departure, direct Leans, AB9, Janet, and then the Powder 1 arrival. Maintain at 16,000, departure with you, squawk
Like a pan.
4357, November 9851.
Disarm the left auto throttle?
90851, read back correct. Call for taxi via an altimeter. 299 or 2, expect runway 33 for departure.
33 for departure, we'll call for taxi, November 9851.
I'm gonna idle it. Now let's re-engage it. Whoa! Yeah, we're having engine issues.
Contact Denver Center 133.5.
We have to shut an engine down? Surely we didn't damage it. It's definitely it's got to be a hardware binder bug. Of course. Why wouldn't I have a hardware bug? Time to get headings for Denver. Hold on, I'm gonna try something. I have an idea. I don't know if I want to do that. Hold on. Hold on. It's a hardware bug because I unplugged my throttle. We're supposed to be at or above 17. I think we blasted. I think we missed that one there. But he gave us climb and maintain, so technically we're just cooking now. It's definitely the throttle. Yeah, see, it's a throttle issue. Weird. Well, let's keep climbing away from the ground here. Niche hardware, exactly. Alright, let's go ahead and make sure everything else is done though. After takeoff check, let's run this. After takeoff checklist, gear and flaps are up. That leaves us on the descent. Pull you away. Let's make sure we didn't damage anything. Everything else is fine here. I know we overboosted it again.
County 338 heavy, wind 26017, distance 7, runway 25.
Let's turn the sim down just a hair. Real life troubleshooting here. Getting ready to go 318. Let's do magic barrel ref update. We'll get the lights off. Lights are coming off. Beacon nav strobe is on. Bearded aviator, smoke him if you got him. We'll leave the seatbelt signs on for right now. STDs are set once, twice, and thrice. They're all linked up. Yeah, it stays red after you if you exceed a limitation. Does recall clear the red box? No, that's a limitation for maintenance to know that you screwed up. You can't hide that. Same is true in the Airbus. Like if you hot start or get an EGT over exceedance, it'll leave the tick mark where you over exceeded it. I think the only way to reset that is a shutdown. That's how it is in the Airbus. Now I wonder if hold on, let me try to re-plug it in here. I wonder why, what, that would. Don't crash the sim, don't crash the sim.
United 357, contact Denver Center 133.52.
13352. Good day, United 357. We'll see. Seems to be working fine now. It's almost like there was a reverse binding was bound. Like somebody said that, like it was trying to do something else, because it should ignore the even if you have noise. You see how it should ignore it. That's what makes the PMDG awesome, because it has that ignore. So there had to be some other command engaged that was causing that. And I think just unplugging and replugging fixed it. So yeah, we're set. Everything is good. Throttles are back on. Crisis averted, chat. Crisis averted. Denver, good afternoon. United 357 Heavy 23.5, climbing 260.
Yeah, 357 Denver, welcome, climbing 400.
Climb 400, United 357 Heavy. All right, we put our ANR headsets on. up to 400. .400 is set. Make sure we can get there. VNav, next page, max 40. Ooh, it's going to be tight. 40 is set. Let's reset our cruise altitude. Let's fly level 400. It's going to be tight. Optimum 37, 40.9 max, but we should be able to get there. Might have to vertical speed it. And we're off, chat. A little bit of a hiccup there. A little bit of a hiccup. Not going to bring us down. Engine 1 definitely needs to be checked, though. We need to do a maintenance inspection. I have a 1440p. 1440p. The gears and the engine broke. No, that was nothing to do with PMG. That was 100% a...
Walker 2489, cross Rattlesnake at and maintain
100% hardware issue. Trying to take a look at our winds here en route. Going to be battling some good headwinds there. As we go up to 40, though, it looks like the meat of the jet stream is in the mid to high 20s. Let's see. Yeah, so at 40, yeah, it's about the same. Trying to think where we could get out of the wind a little bit, but really not going to make much of a difference on this flight. Pretty short, too. Look, you can see the circular low. It's the low pressure system.
Southwest 2166, contact Los Angeles Center 126.52. See ya.
All right. We're cooking with gas now.
Southwest 2166,
can you clear the red box with
contact Los
failures
Angeles
menus?
Center
No, I don't believe you
126.52.
can. You mean like in the McDo? Is there a menu section? Let's see. Let's use our third McDo for that.
Southwest 2166, Denver.
FS actions. I wonder if you land if you did maintenance. I don't think I could do anything here. Aircraft,
Lieutenant 350,
failures,
Denver, welcome.
active
Southwest
none.
2166, Denver.
I don't. There's no active. There's no failure active. That's just part of the airplane. That's just a proper. I think the clear recall. You mean this button? I don't think so. I'm pretty sure that's not going to clear it because that's an exceedance. That's what that means. There was an exceedance on engine number 1. It's only available. You could only clear that on the ground. On the other side. On the other side? What do you mean on the other side? This one? Next to nav? No, it's not. No. That's for this. That's for messages.
Denver Center,
it's not going to control.
Denver Center,
no.
Skywest.
I guarantee you.
4788,
I'm not typed on the 777. I guarantee you that's exactly how it's supposed to be modeled. Guarantee it. I guarantee you, as an Airbus 320 driver,
Denver Center, hello, America
that
1765.
777 is how it would be modeled.
4788, how do you read it?
Those two at once.
Only on ground to be able to clear high EPR. Yeah, that's what I'm 777. That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Level 360, good day.
Or else you would.
1765,
That's
Denver,
what's the point of it? Yeah. So, it's the same exact thing on the Airbus. It's also the same thing on the Embraer. If you have an exceedance. So. When Aeromexico bare metal? Oh, dude, I thought about doing a second leg earlier today. We could have done a second leg to Cancun. Maybe next. I don't know. It's a toss-up, y'all. The Aeromexico bare metal or Vietnam 777. Guys, it is a sneakily good livery on the 777. If you don't know, just Google Vietnam Airlines 777. It looks amazing, and it looks amazing in the sim. The green is just the right amount of green. It's beautiful. Just don't know what flight we would do. Maybe like, I don't know how long it would be to go from Hanoi to like Kai Tak or something. Bare metal every time for the wind, Dougal. Bare metal's hard to beat.
Good evening.
It's hard to beat,
County
Dougal.
338 Heavy, passing flight level 220 for flight level 260.
County 338 Denver, Roger, climb maintain flight level 360.
Up to flight level 360 for
Suit flyer, I know.
County 338 Heavy.
A lot of, I love the backseat drivers, right? Kitech mentioned. I know. We have to make sure Infian's not around. Wherever it is, as long as there's cheat line, it's elite. I don't know. There's some good old school liveries on the 200 though. Coder, I think the flight model is pretty dang good, man. I was watching a little bit of Flight Deck to Simstream, and he said he was having yawing motions. I didn't really see any yawing motions, so I don't know. Maybe a rudder pedal issue. I didn't really see any yawing motions on takeoff. Did you guys? The only thing I saw was freaking. Of course, we have a issue on supposed to be enjoying the scenery. We get a throttle issue there, but I really didn't notice any of that. I think it flies very nice. Did you ever see my only ever 742 flight was bare metal? Dude, you talk about a lot of metal.
Contact
that 747-200 in bare metal is something. Can you check if you pull the circuit breakers? I don't believe you can. I don't believe you can pull
2166 Denver, you
breakers. Do not believe you can pull breakers. But you do have a slew of failures. If you come back here to failures, got 5 pages. Comms, doors, electrical, fire.
Center 126.52. Yeah.
2652, Southwest 2166 field.
Wheels and brakes.
Denver Center, citation 750, Foxtrot X-ray, flight level 430.
There's 750 Foxtrot X-ray, Denver, welcome.
I have them service-based right now. I do have service-based failures enabled. And what's cool is, pull up the
Number
FB
3982 Bravo, contact Denver, approach 120.35.
Let me show you all, nope, I keep going to EFB back. It's under ground ops, automated ground ops, ground maintenance. So you can see hydraulic fluid looks good. Engine oil, you can see it's burned just a little bit. Kind of hard to see maybe if I zoom way in. You can see how the lines, we've trickled it down a little bit. IDG, SCU, refill fire bottles. Replace tires. I've had to replace them. I did a couple RTOs in practice. You know, it would make sense that my reverser was toggled or something, because I spent the better part of an hour trying to bind reverse thrust with SPAD and the Throttletek, and I can't figure it out. That's the one thing that I don't know. I know Throttletek is working with PMDG for some stuff in the future, and I just hope that maybe we'll see the ability to have reversers not only on an axis, but reversers on a different axis. So I don't know if I can pull these back right now without screwing everything up. Yeah, so just so you can see the hardware. Well, you can't really see it either way. So the way that this throttle is, you have axis for left and right engine, but then I also have axes for the left and right reverser. But I can't bind the reversers as independent axes in the 777. I haven't figured out how to do it. Matter of fact, I don't know of any airplane that has reverser on separate axes. That would be really cool in the future.
17 X-ray cross to the city at and maintain level 340.
Because even if you do a reverse on same axis, the reverser isn't the same axis. It's on a different axis. So I really haven't been able to figure that one out. I'm sure someone smarter than me can do it, which is not hard to do. But I spent, like I said, an hour or so trying to figure out how to get the reversers on an axis, on a different axis, and so far no joy. So I'm going to keep, if I figure it out, I will definitely make a video and post it for the Throttletek. But right now, we're stuck. I'm actually just using F2 and F3 really to trigger them and pull them out. So,
Cactus 718 contact.
How much
Salt Lake
disk
Center
space?
125.57. Yeah.
Right, 12557 for Cactus 718. See you.
United 357, contact Salt Lake Center 125.57. See ya.
2557. We'll see you. United 357. 2557. Let's see.
Delta Alpha on the ground at Provo, looking to taxi for a flight to Salt Lake City.
6.3-ish gigs without the liveries.
And last calling on the ground.
The liveries I have installed
Provo,
2 gigs of
came
2
out
gigs
with
of
the weather
liveries
request.
and 6.5 gigs of aircraft right now. Denver, good afternoon. United 357 Heavy 37 climbing 400.
357 Salt Lake Center, welcome.
I can trigger them and run the
And
throttle.
November
Yes,
512, Papa,
AE4J.
runway,
That's I can do that too.
Actually, do you want 13 or 18?
And that's actually how I have it set right now. So I'll trigger them, and then I have to push the throttles forward.
We'll take 13.
But that's a really bad
Okay,
muscle
Roger,
memory to
runway
get
13,
into.
taxi via Alpha cross runway 18.
So you can imagine, you know, for simming purposes and sim pilots, that's fine. But for real world mechanics, that can be some negative muscle memory training right there.
Delta Papa, are you going to want...
I would have scolded you for calling me Denver Center and not Salt Lake. Uh-oh. Paxman, is that you I'm talking to right now? Oh, that's the view right there. That is sick.
Yeah, November 512 Delta Papa, are you going to want to fly following up to Salt Lake?
Peter Aviator, almost. It's almost real life, my friend. Just about.
All
Do the
I'll have
reversers
you
come
be
out
here.
easily? I remember at FSX version they were a bit sticky.
Okay.
What do you mean? Like in the sim? Oh yeah, they could pop out as long as you have them bound right. You got to bind them. Or are you talking about the hardware? The hardware is super smooth. Yeah, that big spinner, Joe Plains. Mr. Chicago, how you doing, my man? Sorry for the Land and V1's Garden comment. I like that the stream just watched all 10 Landman episodes, and I thought I learned American. Oh, dude, Landman, best series ever, dude. Absolutely love Landman. A lot of that's filmed in Fort Worth, downtown Fort Worth. But yes.
512 Delta Papa, what's your aircraft type?
They don't call them gardens out here. Has this made you a Boeing convert? No. Ask me when the 747 is released.
Or 512 Delta Papa, Roger, the Squawk 7651.
Do you ride on 2 wheels? Hotel Delta, maybe? What? No. I just realized I got my 5-year badge. It's Tom Pasco. You sure did. Look at that. Tom and Syntac in the chat with 5-year badges. Fantastic. Thank you, Tom. And Syntac for the support. Oh, Harley Davidson. No, see? Definitely not me, man. Nope. Let's see, make sure we get up here at 40 okay. Remember, we were a little bit tight on our Cancun flight, but we're good now.
Okay.
39.4 for 400, 55 knot headwind. That'll be fine. That'll be fine. We'll go over here, put you back on to the legs page. I'll actually put you on the init ref index. Let's keep you on the progress page. There we go. Keep track of our time. Let's see. Fuel at San Francisco 31.8. Oh, really? That's not much at all. Or I mean, we didn't burn much at all. We're at 48. We're only going to burn 20,000 pounds.
718 probably coming up.
Thing is pretty efficient. Just did a 9+ hour cross in the pond. Now I'm watching this. Do I have a problem? Yes, Captain Jobu. You absolutely have a problem. Seatbelt signs off. You're now free to move about the cabin, though. Try an offset. Get out of here. Delta Fan 311 dropping the $5 super chat. Thank you for that, man. Appreciate the support. Says the other stream you mentioned leaving the flaps in the Airbus to flaps 1 if the temp is 37C or more. What is the reasoning behind this? Delta Fan, great question. So the Airbus has a tendency to trigger a nuisance warning, such as a bleed leak warning. And the bleed leak warning is a rather non-straightforward procedure to clear from maintenance, so it's kind of a headache if you trigger one. And the bleed leak detection is in the leading edge of the, some of the bleed leak detection is in that leading edge there. So if you leave the slats out, you have better ventilation, and you tend to not trigger that. If in really hot climates with the slats retracted, you can trigger the bleed leak warning upon shutdown. So, which, like I said, then triggers a maintenance action, which is a rather lengthy process. So, yeah, we use 37. It used to be 41, then it was 40, then it was like 38, then it went back to 40, and now it's 37. So it's jumped around multiple times. I got a buddy at another airline, they use 39C. So just SOP attendant. We use 37 now. 37 is the lowest that we've used. I actually I was just reading that email earlier. All right, level 400. Smoke him if you got him. Let me pull out that email. Is it modeled in the Fenix? I actually don't know if it's modeled in the Fenix, Matty K. Let me double check my email here. If I can find it. I might have deleted it. Maybe was it this one? When it's hot outside. Yeah, 37C is our, yep, here it is. So to read the official, on ground, hot weather conditions may cause overheating to be detected around the bleed ducts in the wings, resulting in air left or right wing leak ECAM alert. Such warnings may be avoided during transit by keeping the slats in config 1 when the OAT is above 37 degrees Celsius. On a parallel topic, remember when the slats are extended at the gate, the crew must be aware of the proper way to do an IRS alignment. If necessary, for more information, contact Flying Control Manual, SOP, Prelim, Prep, ADIRS, Ops. So basically, so the ADIRS for certain aircraft, you are to select off and on for each IR mode individually rather than simultaneously. This is something that's a real world that I'd never really do in the sim world. Ensuring that all IR mode selectors are not off at the same time, because that can trigger damage to the rotor travel limit unit system, and if the slats are out, it can cause a problem with that as well. So you have to be cognizant of, if your slats are in position 1, you do a crew change. Let's say you do a crew change, you get on an airplane, the slats are out, you just go in there, do an alignment. If you turn all 3 ADIRS off, then you can cause an issue with the ADIRS. So you do them individually. Do 1 off then on, 2 off then on, 3 off then on. That way you don't have all 3 off at the same time. So that's been that came about ever since we started getting Neos, and then yeah, it's good practice to just do it all the time. Technically, by tail number, you'd be fine to do all 3 at once. But some aircraft have different configurations, and that would cause an issue. Wow, it is bumpy up here. We may have to turn that seatbelt sign back on. Those engines, don't these look good, dude? These Pratts, dude. These Pratt & Whitneys, man, this is where they're at. That is where we're at with the Pratts. And that's the livery. Right there. Man, when we get into Blue Hour with Battleship Gray, it's going to be lights out. Going to be lights out. I know it's taboo, but I think it's more real-world airlines should collab to attract more virtual airline pilots. What a great way to advertise routes by real-world airlines by sponsoring fly-ins. Way too many problems associated with that. Although, I feel like that's just a can of worms. Also, the current state of things, like current market, nobody needs more pilots right now. Matter of fact, everybody needs less pilots.
Aircraft calling Salt Lake Center, 5 by 5.
The GE's a mole better. Get out of here, Josh. Do the engines move like that on the 380? I think the 380 has engine wobble too, right? We get a little engine wobble? I think it depends. Let's see if we get another bump. I feel like it's tied to the turbulence. We'll watch this wing view for a minute. Actually, let's watch this one. This is the juice one right here. We'll see if we get any turbulence. We'll watch that wing flex. I feel like we could have a little, maybe a sound tweaking through the cabin, maybe. I don't know. Is it too quiet in the in this part of the cabin view? I don't know. I haven't been on 777 in so long.
Correct.
Just bring me back to the 90s and early 2000s. One of the very best liveries. Agreed, Andre.
Thank you. We had a controller change. Just making sure. Runway 13.
Turbulence?
Takeoff. Make left, downwind.
No engine wobble yet. I know we get an engine wobble.
Clear takeoff 13, left downwind.
This is where you normally sit, Josh. Well, how does it sound? Do we need a little bit more sound here, you think? I'm not sure. When UAL used Gershwin Rhapsody in blue on their commercial, Gershwin Rhapsody in blue on their commercials, it was the best. I'm not ringing a bell, but I'll take your word for it. I guess it's time to move to 24 since this bird will be available soon. 777 guy, look, man, I say it many times, almost every stream. 2024 has its host of issues. There's no doubt about it. But the pluses for me outweigh those negatives. And again, it's everyone's going to have a different opinion. Like I know Flight Deck to Sim, he pretty much prefers X-Plane for everything. Cat Canada still likes 2020. And I'm XP's kind of all three. I see him flying every sim all the time. But for me personally, man, I just the natural organic feeling of flying in 2024 plus the visuals to me make it worth the headaches. So it's definitely not the most optimized sim. It's definitely got some issues. I'm really looking forward to Sim Update 2 because from what I'm hearing, a lot of there's some VRAM improvements, there's some stutter improvements. So I'm really looking forward to Sim Update 2. But even with our headaches and issues that we've had, I still keep coming back to this sim. How aggressive the T-Lot is? Yes. And I think a lot has to do with streaming everything, man. I hope this is the only... I don't know. I mean, to think of, are they going to have a Microsoft...
357, say Mach speed.
We're doing 8.3 Mach for United 357.
United 357, looks like you're creeping up on American West. Can you reduce to 0.80?
Yeah, we'll pull back to 8.0 for United 357.
Roger, thank you.
We'll see. I think we can do 8.0. That's going to really put us down. Freaking 727 slowing us down. Come on, Vodka. What's that going to do to our ground speed? 430. Let's see what it settles at. Sim Update 2 beta with frame gen is smooth. Yeah, and that's the other thing. So I guess there's like native AMD frame gen with Sim Update 2. So like in-game frame gen. Looking forward to that. What are we? Is that Salt? We're not up on Salt Lake yet. I mean, no, not yet. There's Great Salt Lake up there, but soon. This is where it's going to get real cinematic. So we'll keep an eye out on the wing view for right now. I'm with V1. Microsoft 24 is king. That's where I'm at, man.
Aircraft calling at Idaho Falls. Stand by. Just 1 second.
The Pratt & Whitney engines that I'm used to look quite familiar, or look quite a bit different than this one. Really?
November 512 Delta Papa, radar contact to altitude pass.
Turk says apparently they're in the process of getting new engine sounds and it will come later. Ooh, well, but always room for improvement, man. No doubt about it.
And confirm you're going to Salt Lake City, right?
Slow traffic, but we're higher. Yeah, we are higher than that. I'm kind of surprised.
Point, follow I-15 northbound.
Kind of surprised he slowed us down.
Follow.
He's not at 40. He's lower than us, I think.
Just follow
Sim update 2 beta caused me stutters when panning after a while. Fixed by itself when I moved to 4090. Interesting.
Okay, Roger, we'll fly.
I wouldn't pan for a minute, then look up and boom, stutter. Interesting, Alex. Yeah, I haven't had that issue. But I still believe Connie 338 Heavy, that's awesome. I still gotta believe, there's some tunes on here, that a lot of the problems come from 100% dependency on streaming everything. Whether it's an internet-induced problem or a performance problem, I feel like if you could have things already loaded, downloaded, and installed in your simulator, like every other simulator ever was, I feel like that would fix some things, but I don't know. I also don't think we'll ever be able to just download and keep things. I'm going to save this track for when it gets a little darker. We're going to save that one for when it gets a little bit darker.
Delta 1227, Throttletek is landing north, descending via the
All right.
arrival, descend and maintain 11,000.
We're cruising, chat.
2964.
Let me do this.
11,000 via the arrival and landing north Delta 1227.
Negative, it's landing south. Sorry, you can expect visual 16 right.
Expect visual 16 right, Delta 1227.
I forget how you rotate this camera. Gosh, I hate the drone cam controls. 2024. Like, give me 20. Why do we have to change the drone cam controls?
Just to confirm, have you been cleared already?
I hope so, because he's already turning.
I just realized that I have not been cleared with a
You cannot expect a PDC at all falls, but you ready to copy?
Imagine if there was a fire at Microsoft server building, you'd be stuck without a sim. 2020 is still the king just for that reason alone. Stream games are dead to me. Well, you have an argument. I will give you that. You have an argument, Matty K. I guess I'll have to just fly X-Plane 12 if that happens. Here's the thing. 2020, albeit even if it's, yeah, if you're offline, it looks pretty bad, though, I'll tell you what. But it's better than not flying. Got an under desk mount for the Bravo today. Ooh, Terry. Interesting. I would do that, but I don't have the space. Got some big Throttleteks under there. Just tuning in. Great looking plane in the battleship gray. Dreamosity. Well, welcome in.
You maintain 12,000. The rest of the readback is correct. You can expect runway 21 for departure.
I guess Salt Lake will be on this side. Are we over Salt Lake yet? How do you rotate the drone cam in 2024? You should try the Flight Factor 777 V2. Never.
United 677.
I have zero desire to fly the Flight Factor 777. Now, I heard it sounds good. I've seen Gustavo try to persuade me to fly it. But if I'm going to be an X-Plane 12 and I got to deal with X-Plane 12 things, I'm going to be in the Felis.
Let me check that.
Do you think we'll ever see the 757 highball? Yeah, I do. From Bluebird? Absolutely, man.
Yeah, that should work. Actually, if you have...
Swarm, doing 80. Did he ask me again? We're doing 80 Mach. He told us to slow to 80. We're doing 80 now. I don't think the 7.5 will ever come out. They are too much of perfectionists. They keep changing stuff, delaying everything. We shall see. My only fear, I don't think that's the problem. I fear that if it's not out in a semi-timely manner, that by the time they release it for 2020, believe it or not, there'll be a lot of people in 2024. Because in my opinion, I know nothing. I could be completely wrong and surprised on this. I don't think we're going to see it before the expo, right? So that's middle of the summer. So that means until the expo, we won't really have an idea of how close it is to being finished. But let's just say the Bluebird 7.5 releases fall of 24. Oh, excuse me, of 25. After by the expo, 2024 is going to be up to Sim Update 2, maybe Sim Update 3 around the corner, maybe, who knows? More and more people switching sims, less and less customers for 2020.
That is a little bit far.
Return on investment not as high as they wanted it to be, causing further delays for 2024 compatibility and the ultimate, downfall. But I don't think that's going to happen, but that's just kind of what, I just hope that doesn't happen. But they've been pretty clear. It sounds like it's not going to be ready till after the expo. So, yeah, that's what I'm saying. They said they won't have it out for expo, just a demo version. And that's what I'm thinking, Medicaid. Once we go to the expo, we'll be able to all see. All our questions will be answered. Maybe not all of them, but I think we'll have a decent idea how close it is. And where is Salt Lake City at? I don't want to miss it. We didn't miss it, did we? I keep going over these lakes. I think we're going over Salt Lake. They'll have it ready for 28. 2026 release, mark my words. I believe that. BKG Blueface. I think we'll see it in 26. Do you think FSS E175 is going to be ready for Expo? Syntech, I do. It's supposedly working in Sim Update 2 beta right now. It's supposedly working in the Sim Update 2 beta. The song is kind of good, actually. What is this song?
16 right by Alpha for Delta 7.
What's that song that used to kind of sound like this? Like flash, lights, flash, lights? That's what I thought this was. Anybody know what song that is? You know what I'm thinking about? If it's 2026 and 2020, I'm not sure it'll sell. That's what I'm getting at, Highball. That's what I'm getting at. But I don't... Who knows, man? That's literally the only reason 2020 is on my system right now, is because I'm just waiting for it. Flashing Lights by Kanye? I think you're right. Yeah. Kanye West. Is that it? It sounds like it. That's the song. With the Fenix getting its big update soon, the PMDG products coming by the end of May, I think that will be the end of 2020. For 24, has more than enough good planes by then. Johnson? Yeah, it's fast approaching. You're absolutely right. Dougal says, two-tone Murphy wants to hook up with at the expo if possible. You should. He's a seriously funny guy. Yeah, sure, man. I'm pretty sure I've seen some two-tone Murphy clips. He is pretty funny. Dougal, are you going to go to the expo? It's a long haul for you, man. This is kind of like... I feel like this is an old school... I don't know. Staples commercial or something.
America West 7-8.
This song. I kind of like it. It's kind of the vibe. It's kind of like an old vibe to it.
Sorry, Air Wisconsin 718. Delta 7.
The Big Phoenix update is supposedly ready for 2020 as well. I'm looking forward to the Big Phoenix update. Without saying anything, I'll say that I am looking forward to the Big Phoenix update. Let's just say that. I'm not going to say anything I'm not supposed to say. Need my 737s in 2020, so I probably won't switch until those are moved over. That's going to hold a lot of people back for sure, man. I know a lot of people want to fly the 737, and I agree. I'm kind of missing them, not going to lie. I miss the 73600. Flying that old school panel, triggering everybody in the chat like, what happened to your instruments? You know you could make them big, right? Flying in U.S. Airways livery. No NDA busting. No, I'm not busting an NDA. But I'm just saying, without saying anything, that I'm excited. Oh, you're not going to make it, Dougal? Sadly, I can't fly on pressurized aircraft since a brain tumor risk of brain bleed. Ah, Dougal. All right, my man. Well, we will send our regards. We don't want that happening. We don't want that happening, man. I think you've probably been on enough airplanes in your lifetime, my friend. We just need a good classic 7.3. Yeah, why? I guess I've answered my own question, because I used to wonder, why don't we see more classic jets in the simulators? And I was talking with a buddy yesterday about this. And I think it's because the majority of the developers now are super young. Now, we can't listen to this song. It's got lyrics. So all the devs, they like creating stuff that they're familiar with and that they've flown on. And they're all modern this, modern that, glass this, glass that. You know, there's not many super old school developers out there. I don't know. I mean, I know PMDG, they've been around forever, but then they're working on it. So they're working on the 7.4 stuff, the classic stuff. But you look at like Synaptic, they're probably a relative young group doing the 220. Bluebird, what's the lead guy's name there at Bluebird?
Delta 12.
He seems like a little bit older gentleman, so that would make sense. They're doing 7.5, 7.6, which I really, really appreciate. Fenix seems like a relatively young group of developers, so they're doing modern 320, right? They're all children of the magenta. Yes. Harder to get data? You say that, Force Raptor, but I don't believe that. I think sounds would be the hardest thing. I think sounds would be hard. I think data would be more readily available. I'm not talking like Wright Flyer data. I'm talking like 737 Classic. There's still plenty of those flying around. You know, even the 727, there's plenty of data online that you can find. And here's the thing. With old school birds like that, you're going to have to accept the fact that you're not going to be able to go up in the sim, get simulator numbers, get aircraft performance data. You're going to have to find the paperwork data from what's ever available online, right? What are the book numbers? What can the airplane do according to the book? Then make your airplane do that in the sim and then tweak that to make it feel good. So, because there is a difference, we've talked about this before too, there is a big difference between an airplane that flies exactly like the book and doesn't feel like it's flying like you're flying a real airplane. And then there are those airplanes that they really feel like you're flying an airplane on your hardware at your PC, and some of the book numbers might be off a little bit. And then there's a group of people that get triggered on both sides of the aisle. So the hardcore simmers, they really like, oh man, even though the plane flies amazingly when you're hand flying it, they're like, well, the performance, I'm burning 327 gallons an hour. I should be burning 325. What is wrong with you? You guys suck. And then on the opposite of that, you have, well, your airplane is flying exactly by the book, but it's so twitchy and pitchy, it flies like a extra 300. So there's always going to be people on either side of the fence when it comes to that. But I think when you do old school stuff, you got to just kind of accept the fact that you're not going to have the most up-to-date data. You have to do the book data. Now, what lake is this? Almost looks Salt Lake-ish. That's kind of a cool view. L1011. Dude, so Any Builds is making an L1011, and look, I know there's a lot of debate about Any Builds and Any Builds this and that. In my personal experience with the A350, I've had zero issues when I fly it. Other than release day, pre-release, I had issues with it. All stream since, relatively smooth, no issues. So, they bring an L1011 to the table. It's going to be a game over for me, because I will do everything I can to make the force feedback profile, make it feel exactly how I think it should feel, and hopefully we can get some good sounds for it. But yeah, I'm super excited for the L10 as well. I want to see where we are on the map here. Hold on. I'm getting the hiccups. It's not good. Can't be hiccuping. Oh yeah, so we passed Salt Lake. Let's see, Seaver Lake. Yeah, we passed it. Salt Lake's behind us. We're clipping along pretty good, though. I'm actually surprised there's nobody online in San Francisco. San Francisco must not have been across the pond airport, huh? There's a ton of traffic funneling into Phoenix right now. Wow. That's a lot of traffic funneling into Phoenix. I'm surprised San Francisco doesn't have any. Wow. Yeah, so Salt Lake was up there.
United 901, Emerson Century is offline. Radar service terminated. Frequency change advisory.
I'm getting the leans. How do I roll this camera?
Southwest 257, contact Salt Lake, correction, Seattle Center on 120.
Drone roll left, U and O, because that makes perfect sense. There we go.
Yeah, you too, thanks.
Oh, look at that. Oh, the ortho is so bad. That ortho looks pretty dang good right there, if you ask me.
Delta 1227, roger, thank you. Wind 160 at 12.
Beautiful.
16 right, clear to land.
A little bit of a lean there. Let's go. Oh, there we go.
Delta 700, radar contact, altitude passing.
There was a time when ZOA was very active and one of the best centers around.
Delta 700, checks, climb, maintain.
I don't know which center that is. Albuquerque? That's another thing. I have no idea. Y'all spell the centers out in their identifiers.
Normal speed and hit range or Delta.
I don't know who ZOA is. Albuquerque? That's ZABQ. You're going to miss the expo this year, Key 6? Are you serious? Oh, ZOEA is Oakland? Oakland. Ah. See? Should have just said Oakland, Thrussett. Do you use Elevadex and add like on Vilanta? No. No, I don't use any of that stuff. Only issue I had with 350 is GSX didn't work. No surprise, right? Full uninstall, reinstall, fixed it. Terry. One of the best things I ever did in my simulation career was break free from GSX. I just don't need it, man. I get it. I think it's cool in a certain aspect, but in my, again, personal experience only, right? In my personal experiences, I've had crashes, not saying I had like perpetual crashes, but I had linked several crashes of the sim to Kutal and GSX. I've had countless issues with them sticking the pin in weird areas, you know, gear getting stuck up, not being able to taxi. I have to skip this song. It's Steven Hayner's favorite song. But the issues that I did have with that GSX, once I broke free, man, it's amazing. I need GSX pushback. That's it. Steven, try default pushback. I'm going to try this more. So I just discovered this yesterday. Alt-P, default pushback. I've done it at 4 different airports, and it's pushed me back onto the line every single time. All I hit is Alt-P and release the brakes. So Alt-P is the only pushback I need. But yeah, Dougal says me too, GSX is gone. And ever since I stopped using it, I feel like my sim runs smoother. I don't know, man. Yeah, it's cool to sit there and look at the fake baggage loading and stuff. And I understand the draw. I do. But for me, on my personal experience level, I am free. I used a simple pushback helper from flightsim.to. Just works. Yeah. That works too, Dougal. Yeah.
Delta 700, climbing.
Dylan, you bring up a great point as well. So many planes have good ground services built in now. GSX kind of become a bit redundant. You're absolutely right. You look at the Fenix has it. The fly-by-wire has a pushback. You can actually control the pushback with your side stick as you just like pull aft, left, right, control the speed. The BAE 146 has pushback. It has ground loading. So I can remember all the way back. If anybody remembers this, you're probably OG or have like a 4-year badge or higher. one of the first planes to do quote-unquote real-time boarding on X-Plane 11 was the Q400 without additional plugins. It was literally built into the Q400 EFB. And I said, this is awesome. More planes need this. And sure enough, we started to see that more and more. So like, for example, you can do turn time on this where you can load up real time here with the turn on the PMDG EFB. But if your airplane has real-time loading, like, GSX is just visual. When you think of it, all GSX is just visual. You're looking at that stuff going on. I would almost rather be headache-free from any potential issues and have my airplane have a built-in real-time loading, because you can't leave until the airplane's done loading. So did IXCG have it? I can't remember. I don't think IXCG did. But man, you see it now. Fenix has real-time boarding. 146 RJ has it. 777. The 350 has real-time boarding, I believe. So, man, I don't know. That's a bit redundant, like you said. I do wish we had a program like Dougal was saying, the toolbar pushback. That's a good one. I mean, it does the job. I wish we had whatever the plugin is called for X-Plane 12. What is it called? Something better pushback? Is that what it is? Better pushback? If we had a pushback add-on exactly like the one that's in X-Plane for Microsoft, better pushback, thank you. That would be, how awesome would that be? And I understand we like the visuals and stuff, but there are default visuals. There's default baggage cars. You've got your own set of vehicles. But if you start better pushback, imagine having like a marshaller come out, with better pushback, draw where you want to go, and you're done. I think that would be the ultimate for me.
November 512 Delta Papa, wind 160 at 12, runway 17 clear to land.
Clear to land 17512 Papa.
Appreciate you, Bearded Aviator. Extra bourbon on me, coming back to first class, my friend. I wish we had better pushback. I like that it does one thing and does well, no extra bloat. Exactly. Delta fan, I had the alerts muted, man. I'm sorry. I know what I'm gonna have to do. No, I got your chat, right? Oh man, did you have to super chat twice for me to answer that question? Delta fan, I'm sorry, dude.
Aircraft calling Salt Lake Center, that was Delta 62?
That was Southwest 3156.
My alert box kind of messed up. I'm going to have to change. I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to remove the membership sound, because that's why I have to mute the alert box. And then I forget that it's muted. So I'm going to have to, I might just remove that altogether. That way I won't ever get stuck with the alert box muted.
3156, welcome aboard.
Oh, okay. Come on. Look at that. Maybe this side. I feel like our deck angle is high. Is our deck angle high? I think not. I think it's just because we're slowed to 880 because Team Vodka can't pick it up. I don't know. I kind of like the front view better. What do you guys think? You know, it'd be a cool view, I bet.
Delta 3895, Salt Lake is landing south.
I wish I could just center the drone cam, like level it. That's pretty sick right there.
2961.
You shooting a commercial looks amazing. It does, doesn't it? Love it. I really like GSX integration where everything just happens automatically. I do like that too, Joe Plans. Look, just because I have broken free from the chains of GSX does not mean it's for everybody. I get it, man. Personal preference.
Could you repeat that, please?
I read that one. In Microsoft 24, should I get the Dukes or Piaget? Dukes, no question asked. Dukes. Buy them twice. Penn, what's up, man? DC-8 would be nice to have for the sim. We haven't had a good DC-8 in the sim since FSX. Well, Penn, that's the thing, man. There's no devs that want to do that stuff. that I know of, you know? I mean, I'm kind of surprised Just Flight hasn't
76 Southwick Central.
brought some of their old stuff, because Just Flight had a 727. Just Flight had a DC-8, right? Didn't Just Flight have a DC-8? They had another, like, old school aircraft. Maybe it was they had some old school airplanes back in the day, and I'm kind of surprised they didn't bring any over. It's a shame. It's a shame that what happened to Captain Sim, because on the FSX days, Captain Sim had some really good retro birds as well. I could play with them even if 2020 isn't on my PC anymore. DDoom33, you just have to make a fake community folder, I believe. Google it first, and make sure you figure out how to do it. I know you can. I don't know the exact method, but it involves making a fake community folder, downloading them to that community folder, and then you just drag that to your real community folder. So yes, it is possible, even though you don't have 2020 installed. You just have to do a little workaround. What's up, V1 from Seoul? I actually flew an American 777-200 over here from DFW. It was 26 years old and definitely showed its age. John, thank you for the 39 months support, dude. That's quite the flight, man.
Sorry about that.
That's Shadur's anthem right there.
2 Delta Papa, run taxi ramp via Kilo.
It's more like chill music, you know? There we go. How long was that flight, man? John, going from Dallas to Seoul. Not a pretty good flight there. When did you do it? When did you fly out?
62 Salt Lake is landing south.
When using APU bleed for takeoff instead of packs off, is there a concern that engine exhaust seems to be sucked into the cabin? Or is that only when stationary? No, that's only when stationary or taxiing, because when you're going down the runway at Toga thrust, that all that stuff is being blown behind you, right? It's when you're taxiing. So think of this: for instance, if you're doing a single engine taxi to the runway, because you have let's say there's a lineup down there, you got an edict time. You're taxiing to the departure end. What are you taxiing with normally? You're going to be taxiing with a tailwind, because you're going to take off with a headwind. So you're taxiing with a tailwind, slow, stopping. Those engine exhaust fumes then are going to get blown up, kind of bottled up a little bit more, and then it has an opportunity to get sucked into the packs and get fumes into the cabin. When you're blasting off Toga thrust down the runway, it's not much of a concern at all. Got too much airflow around the airplane. What brought me to your channel was, if I remember correctly, a video you did on the honeycomb flight log. Wow, it was a pretty new video at the time, around 2020. Yep, just before I blew up. I don't think I ever just like blew up. I feel like the channel's been pretty consistent in its growth, which I thank y'all for. I really do. I definitely had, I think the initial blow ups are getting my name out there, Q8 pilot. I'll distinctively remember one morning waking up after I did. I knew who Q8 pilot was, but I'd never talked to him before or anything like that. And I think I was making an Airbus tutorial series or something, and he made a video, and he name dropped me in that video. And I woke up one morning and I had like 100 new notifications of new subscribers. I'm like, what? And then it kind of snowballed from there. So that was pretty neat. But yeah, the channel growth has been pretty consistent. During the 2020 boom, when 2020 dropped, that's when I feel like when Microsoft 2020 dropped, everybody's channels blew up pretty good, because that was an opportunity to capture a new audience. Unfortunately for me, I was in the middle of a move, so if you guys remember, I wasn't even streaming for like 6 to 8 months at all.
3895 requesting to step out of the cockpit for 2
But that's okay. I still feel like, V1 Nation, best nation, right? Got to be a little bit biased.
Roger that. We'll make it quick.
My 2024 video had over 100K views. Yeah, that one was epic, dude. Dude, 2024 release day. Dude, I got to the office, I think, around 8 a.m.,
3, 2, 1,
7:30, 8 o'clock in the morning. And I didn't get home until, I think, 10 o'clock at night. That was a wild day. And we had, I don't know, how long was that stream, Andy? It had to be 6 hours, maybe?
56.
Freaking wild, dude.
At one,
Have I seen the new Airbus plane announcement IRL? No, I haven't. The song's put me to sleep, though. Oh, are you talking about the fan? Yeah. That's what I think about that. Was it a 10+ hour stream? Dang, dude. I know it was long. I know that much. Oh, here comes a view. Oh, no, I hit reset. I didn't know you could do that. Where was that view? I had a good view there for a minute. There it is.
Alaska 1225, Salt Lake Center. Welcome on board.
There it
Salt Lake
is.
Center, Delta 3895. We are
You open
back
fan
for 1
CFM?
minute-
Yeah.
1 minute and 88.
You moved out of George back to Texas? Yeah, mate, I did. This channel has been through, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4 moves. 4 moves with this channel. JP dropping the 5 gifted memberships. JP, my man, appreciate you. If you pick up a membership from JP, shout him out, say thank you. Very, very kind, sir. I appreciate that, man. Very, very kind.
Delta 3895,
Spreading the love, JP. Appreciate you, man. You know what would be juicy? An 828 piston engine airliner, like a DC-3. Yeah, well, you got a DC-6, Steven. Just go fly a DC-6 PMDG, man. That's about as good as it's going to get, I think. The Beach 18 mod? Steven, have you flown the Beach 18 mod? The radial mod? That's awesome. I don't think I moved 4 times in 10 years. Yeah, it was it's been a crazy couple of years on the channel, man. Been a crazy couple of years in life. Only 4 moves? The military brats in chat are laughing. Yeah, 4 moves in 2 years, though. 3 years. Which, still, I'm not trying to compete with them, but... Yeah. It's funny, though, because I started the channel with, like, fiber internet, my own, like, dedicated office space. It was great. And then right after that, we decided to move out into the sticks. So we moved to an apartment first while our house was being finished. There was no chance of streaming there. It took like 24 hours to upload a 10-minute video. And then we moved from there to our new house, which the internet was terrible. Hardcore fans remember those streams. Trying to stream on like the radio internet or satellite internet. If there was a cloud or if it was too windy, the frame drop issues were through the roof. So then I moved the office to a regular office, off V1 HQ number 1. That was great for about a year. And then we moved from that HQ, we moved to Georgia. Internet there wasn't sufficient, so got a new office there, V1 HQ number 2. Then, ironically, got fiber at the house in Georgia, so moved the HQ back to the house. Then we left Georgia like 3 months after that. So I was able to stream from my house for a total of maybe 8 months in the span of this channel. I moved back to Texas in another HQ. I remember Starlink being such a revolution. I know. We have Starlink at the house. Now, I have not attempted to stream on Starlink. I've entertained the idea, Dylan, like getting the hardcore package. Like they have that hardcore router. They have the hardcore satellite dish now. It's an investment. And if it worked, it would be amazing. But I just don't think I can stream, especially 2024, on Starlink. I just don't think it's there, man. You have to have a wired connection. Fiber is optimum. Coax is possible, but you need the speeds, man. You need to have good speed. It's got to be stable. We had coax at the Georgia HQ. We had some issues, but mostly good. Until I bought my first house, I averaged a move every 18 months from 18 till 33. Now that's a military family for you, probably, right? Steven says, if you try to stream 2024 on Starlink, Musk himself would come over to my house and tell me to stop. Probably. Imagine V1 doing some sort of voice-only Q&A sessions, somewhat called podcasts. Man, imagine that, AJ. Wouldn't that be something?
For Salt Lake Center, you're cleared to Denver Airport. Alpine 4 departure.
Matt B, what's up, man? Flew through Charlotte today. Saw an American 319 with sharklets. Phoenix sharklets when? That's awesome, dude. Oh yeah, Tom, this will hit you right in the childhood, man. Battleship Gray.
Runway 19er. Walker 4323. Jackson is landing south. Jackson altimeter is 2980.
I can't. Are we really that?
At pilot's discretion.
What are we cruising at here? Hold on.
Plan on the ILS Zulu. Let's see, 19er approach.
Well, we're doing 8.0 Mach thanks to Team Vodka. That doesn't help us out here. Almost 5 degrees, nose up. Yeah. You sped up. Well, I'm still stuck at 8.0, man.
75 Salt Lake Center. Welcome on board.
Hopefully when he releases me, I'm going to go ahead and go...
United 357.
That's us.
Oakland Center is offline. Radar services terminated. Frequency change to advisories approved. Thanks for the help.
Over to Unicom. Thanks for the 8 to C. United 357. See it. All right, 22.8. Enough of this. Let's push it back in. 8.3 Mach. Let's go. Bump it up and pass it. Let's go. What is our max? Let's do 8.6. Into the yellow. It's smooth. Into the yellow. Seatbelt sign's off or on? Seatbelt sign is off. Can I do 8.7? Yeah. Right, you talk about barber pole, man. Let's do it. Let's push it up. Time to ride the lightning. I love that Pratt & Whitney logo. I remember when United flew the 737-400 Battleship Gray. Yes. Yes. I love the classics in Battleship Gray. The classic 737, the 400, 200s. Love it. Any idea when the standard EPR setting on the plane is on for Pratt's for initial spool up on takeoff? It's either going to be 40 or 50% most likely. I don't know what it is. Oh, you mean EPR? I don't know. Whatever 40% N1 is on your EPR, probably close to that. On the Airbus, 1.05. On the V2500. Why was one engine gauge yellow and one other red? Josh, we don't talk about that here. Yeah, hopefully we don't get any mountain waves. You're absolutely right. The tulip livery was such a downgrade? Yes, it was. I agree. Well, they had to do... You know why they had to change it, right? 9/11. This little thing called 9/11. They had to completely change the image. So you had to really get rid of all of that. Ooh, so it was like a panning view stutter there. And then when they merged with Continental... And I feel like the Continental merger was such a cop-out, dude. Like, they literally just changed a little bit of the color and slapped United on it. Like, really? That's the best you could do? I guess I shouldn't complain. There's some people that fly for Copa, and I still don't understand how Copa got their livery without getting a trademark issue or something. The original merger livery proposal used the old Continental font. We need some RB211s. I know when. I was living in Colorado when United brought the 777 into service. I still have lots of photos from United 777s at Denver as they were entering service. That's awesome, man. Yeah, this 777 in Battleship Gray is so iconic to me, and the bare aluminum or brushed aluminum. There's just something about that time frame, you know. Maybe it's because of my age and like the nostalgia of it all. I guess that must just be what it just must be, nostalgia. But man, it was right. Like, this is a good livery. Love the stream as always. Thank you, Zoki. Boeing used to also do high altitude testing at Colorado Springs, so I got to see 777s in Speedbird and Cathay liveries. Nice. Also saw the bare metal 777 prototype at Colorado Springs. That's really cool, man. It's amazing that some of the best paint jobs are no paint. 777 was the last good Boeing airplane. They merged with McDonnell Douglas soon after. Joe Plains, that is a hot take, and I agree. I agree, my friend. Man, I just realized I gotta shave the beard tonight for a Cleveland turn. Or no, Cleveland. I keep saying Cleveland. I'm going to Tampa tomorrow. Since y'all made me drop my trip. Let's see if there's anything on the trade board yet. Does American have 320 Sharklets? Yes. American's got them all, JJ. One of the few. One of the few. They've got everything. The only thing they do not have is IEs with Sharklets, because the only IEs with Sharklets are, or used to be, Avianca. I think they had one or two. Maybe they still have them. I don't know. Let's see. 1500 report time tomorrow. So 3 p.m. report time, 2 p.m., 1:30. I got to leave the house at 1:30. So 1:30, get ready around 12:45. All right. Hopefully the weather's good tomorrow. Is the weather going to be good in Tampa tomorrow? I still can't get past the fact that Fly Tampa has yet to make Tampa scenery. Yeah, maybe they should not be called Fly Tampa anymore. Maybe they should be called Fly Vegas or Fly Glide Slope or Don't Fly Glide Slope simulations, because the Tampa or the ILS Glide Slope for Fly Tampa's never worked in Vegas. You have to do a bunch of like tweaking. It's so dumb. Oh, it's a sim problem. No, it's not a sim problem. You're literally the only dev that has this problem. Probably 85 and humid. Nah, that sounds about right. Which should I buy first? 200 or 300? Ooh. Listen. My way of going about that is, it's pretty simple. What are your favorite liveries? And which airplane has your favorite liveries? Then you buy that one. Do you think U.S. Airways should have adopted the American name, or should have they stayed U.S. Airways? Well, it's a little more complicated than that. So U.S. Airways bought American, but you wouldn't know that. And actually, America West bought American. So it was America West bought U.S. Airways, kept the branding of U.S. Airways, then they bought American, kept the branding of American for other reasons. But I don't know. Yeah, I think I like the name. I mean, it's kind of like the flagship carrier, right? American. I mean, it's like British Airways. That's like the flagship carrier of all of the British, right? So American, be American. American Airlines. U.S. Airways is good, and I miss it, but it's hard to get more flagship than American. Star Alliance VA has 800 routes for the 300. 201 has 200 routes. That's still a lot of routes, though. AJ says, Flight Tampa, it's a sim fault. Yeah, it's certainly not the altitude discrepancy in the airport, 100%. Boacker, go home. Now, was there ever... Did the speed bids have Landor livery 777s? Did the Speedbirds have Landor livery 777s? Like the all gray? They did. That's got to be a pretty good looking livery. I know, Tom. I never thought I'd miss seeing bare metal Mad Dogs. But when the Mad Dogs retired, man, aviation changed as a whole. Like, it really did, to be honest with you. We're actually getting close to the top of descent here. We'll have to take a lab break. About ready to start down, chat. About ready to start down. Jeez. Guess we could do some landing perf since we didn't do it on our last flight. Weight and balance. Nope. Performance, landing en route, San Francisco, 28 right, import aircraft, import weather, 140 VREF, 5,700 feet required. With that, we'll go ahead and just set auto brakes to a 1. Be a 1 on the auto brakes. We'll start prepping here for the arrival. Don't need you anymore. Just got here. Nice to see. We somehow made it out of the Eagle. Oh, Diabetic Lad, we've got plenty of perf, dude. The 777 has got the perf, man. Diamond 5 is what we're on. Diamond 5, Archie, 7,000 feet is the bottom. Approach to 28 right. Shall we do an auto land test? I've never done an auto land with a 777. Kind of want to land it though. I don't know. What do you think, chat? Surely it's certified for an auto land. I'm starting to yawn. Time to go to bed. Yes, it is real-time weather. Or real-world weather. Let's go ahead and do some of that 777 stuff. Flight informaciones, ATIS request, KSFO. Let's pull it from VATSIM. Let's see if we can get a VATSIM source. I don't know if we can because I don't think they're online, but we'll try that. Windy and rainy in SoCal? Just wait, when you go to retire, it'll be single pilot babysitting flight computers that are doing everything. Josh, I believe you, man. But everyone gets mad when I say that. Like, no, it's not. You're crazy. You don't know what you're talking about. They'll never allow single pilot operations. Trust me. Oh. Hey. We got it. I will do 30, 135 on the speed, bug 140. Information hotel, 260 at 16. Visibility over 10 miles, few 15, broken at 2, broken at 8. 29er. 299. 299 what? 299 point what? Alright, cool. We got a radius. .213 barrow moons. I like how you can move the barrel much faster now. 213 is set. And I guess we could set the bottom altitude, man. We're coming up on it quick. What did we say, 7th al? $7,000 is set. Yep, Archie, 7th al. What's our descent speed? Let's do 8.2 descent. That looks fine. 240 by 10,000. That all checks out. The wind's in there. Had to drop after takeoff. Did he ever figure out what was wrong with the left engine? I think we had a reverser triggered or something. I unplugged and replugged and everything was fine. Beautiful. We load that data. Excellent. Bourbon refill needed. Coming back at you. Oh, door's locked. Don't mind me. We never did get to check out the cabin. I imagine it's relatively the same, right? Oh. Welcome aboard, United Airlines. United Airlines partners. Here you go. Bourbons all around. We are going to do a green dot in one of these one day. We're going to do it from first class view. We're going to do it from like right here. Problem is we can't move the TV out. So we'll have to have our back to the wall. How are you going to watch that? That looks relatively uncomfortable. Yeah, this would swing over, right? Ooh, what lake is that? Looks pretty... Oh, there's an airport down there, too. What is that? Uh-oh. Oh, auto ATC. Close you. Tell me what to do. I'll descend when I'm darn good and ready. No coffee delivered. I went and got some tea, though. I had a lot of coffee this morning, man. A lot of coffee this morning. Switched to tea for this afternoon flight. Enjoying our little approach, or call it a night. The Captain Suite. Nah, I don't think you can see it. We looked at it earlier. All right, top of descent coming up. Music coming down. Sims coming up. Time to go to work. Down we go. Do you think SkySim will make a freighter variant for the DC-9? I just want them to make an airplane that's worth their money first. Don't even get me started on freighters. The sound seems so much better. I kind of think PMDG just did a dump of the sounds from the P3 version initially. Didn't exactly take too well. Glad they reworked them. I think they sound better, dude. I think it's good. I actually think, if anything, the cabin sounds, I'd like to maybe have some tweaking to the sounds throughout the cabin or the window views. Maybe. But I'm just kind of spitballing. Those mountains look good, though. How about that? There's a sweet vertical column formations on Mono Lake. Really? Very cool. Have we done the green dot British Airways dual engine failure? No, we haven't yet, Joe Planes. We have not. Why are we not descending? Because we are not descending properly. Drag required. What's going on here? That's why. See, I had it right, but when I was troubleshooting, I had hold mode. I want never. I don't want auto throttle manual override. I want them to never override the auto throttle. I want the auto throttle to do auto throttle things. Now we're behind the 8 ball. That's right. We'll get the speed brakes out here. Start down here. So throttle hold, you got to bring the throttles to idle. So, I mean, no wonder Asiana stuffed it into the seawall, man. What a freaking design that is. What a design that is. Here to drop my like and wish you good landing. Touchdown in Orlando, and I'm exhausted. Night chat. How hard did you land, Zippy? What yoke are you using? We're using the Brunner force feedback. Mark III CLS something. 250 foot per minute at 1.04 Gs. Oof. Get some rest, Zippy. Anyone else think engine wobbles overdone? No, I don't think so. I like that it only wobbles when it's supposed to wobble. I think the 350 was wobbling the entire flight, the last one we did. But I'm not a 777 connoisseur by any means, so... Alright, we're back on the path. Speed brake stowed. Alright, back on the path. Let's put the weather radar up just in case there's anything out there. I don't think we'll paint anything. Ooh, we are painting a little bit of something out there. A little bit of something, something. Auto brake 1. Diamond at or above 27,000 feet. We're looking good. We're right on the path. We are right on the path. Are you flying the FMS bridge visual? No, we're flying the Diamond 5 arrival, the ILS-2 right. Sweet view right there. Down a little bit. I was hoping the sun would set a little bit more and be a little bit more towards blue hour. Maybe when we get below these clouds. Atlantic, what's up, man? Good to see you. When is Sim Update 2 officially out? I don't know. I don't think anybody does. This is not Sim Update 2. This is Sim Update 1. Captain Matt, this is a pre-release version of the 777. Pre-release. Just kind of showing y'all around. We looked at the Ops Center on the last stream. You get to see the new Ops Center 3. Get to see what the 777 brings here for... I'm just excited that we're getting this in 2024 because 2024 really needed some Boeings. After you fly the Fila 747, every other plane becomes boring. You know what, Shakovic? There is some truth to that. There is definitely some truth to that, my friend. Flying the 747 from Felis is the most task-saturating thing you will ever do. But it's epic. It's epic. Now, I feel like I probably should have thrown in a Fenix stream here because I got to go fly the real Airbus tomorrow, and I haven't been in an Airbus in a couple weeks. You know, when is the last time I flew? Let's see. The last time I flew was on the 12th. So yeah. Oh, 2 weeks exactly. So I took a little 2-week break here. Started out of it. I'd like to give 2024 a try, but with the stability issues people are having, I'd rather wait for some patching. Hey, it's everyone's preference, man. I say this. If you're going to get 2024, get in and try it first, and then decide that you don't want it. If you know you're going to get it in the future, just get it now. Try it. You might actually like it more than you think. Now, what I will say is the control binding and the setup. You have to go into it with a mentality of, I have to spend almost an entire day learning and doing bindings. Once you figure that out, it's smooth sailing, man. And there'll be some tweaking, right? You got to set your settings up so it runs good on your system. But once you get it set up, man, smooth sailing. And I can't believe I say this because the flight control bindings was what I was the most ragey about when I first started flying 2024. The 2024 control binding system is actually better than 2020. It just takes a minute to figure it out. Now, I'm sure by now there's some videos out there. I'm sure maybe Blue Games has done it already, or there's probably a couple of videos on how to properly bind aircraft and set up profiles. Because once you set them up, you don't have to do them anymore. You just, every airplane you load, it's got the profile you need. Everything is set. So, I love these clouds out there, man. Look at those clouds. Those clouds right there. It's real life, chat. Look, let's go real life here real quick. Let's find ourselves a window. Chat. That's real life. That's real life. I hardly ever use Yellow Sim since I got 2024. Very few stability issues. Yeah, same here, to be honest with you. We had a few issues, but that was my hardware issues. That wasn't the sim. I mean, that looks amazing right there. Click on the V1 stream, first thing I hear. What's up, Morgan Rang? That just means you need to become a member so you can spam the real life emoji. What's up, dude? Alright, let's pay attention. We're coming through lane between 26 and 22, so that checks out. We're right on the path. We have a speed on this arrival here. Lane at 280. I don't know why the Boeing does that. So that's at 280, and it just doesn't care. It's like bugging 258. I don't understand that. Because it must be trying to prep for its 250. Or 240 at 10. I mean, you could select speed and maintain 280. I see what it's doing. I just don't understand why you would design it that way. Dougal's still up, man. I got the 100-yard stare from Miss McTavish. It's 1 a.m. No worries. I just played V1. It's all good. Oh, tell her you got to see the Battleship Gray get below the clouds going into San Francisco. You got to see Battleship Gray into San Francisco, Dougal. I've been fortunate enough not to have any issue with 24, but had tons with the 350. Yep. Sounds about par for the course. Delta Fan 311, hear me out. Battleship Gray 744. Now that is juice. Delta Fan, yes it is. First livery, when PMDG releases a 747, the first livery we will fly is the Battleship Gray on the 400. Absolutely guaranteed. You set the VNAV descent page wrong? Well, this is selected speed. I don't want to select speed. I want it to follow the star speeds. You're telling me I'm supposed to put 280 in there? Well, that's dumb, because that's not selected speed. We're in managed speed. This is selected speed, in my opinion. What do I know? RSR loves United. You know it'll be available on release too. Oh, I know. For sure, dude. For sure. But like, what I don't understand is why did it get 258 there? Why did it? Is that just what it transitioned to from Mach to indicated? It was 258, so it locked it in. I want to know the logic of Boeing. I want to know the guy who designed that. Why that is. Important question: does this aircraft have a flushing toilet? No, it does not, Terry. No toilets on board. You got to go before departure. Battleship Gray and Northwest Bowling Shoe. Yes, they both look excellent. You're absolutely right. Those are both fantastic liveries. Bowling Shoe is often overlooked, but I think Bowling Shoe is my number 3. So it's going to be Bare Metal, American, Battleship Gray, and Bowling Shoe right there. 1, 2, 3. Probably my top 3. Pan Am Clipper on the 74200, 100, just because it's kind of the 74 was basically designed for Pan Am, so that goes in there. Landor, oh yeah, Landor's in there. Landor's sandwiched between Bowling Shoe and Battleship Gray for me. I think it just depends on what side of the pond you were born on. Because Landor is actually pretty similar. Similar in ways to the Battleship Gray. I actually have a Landor, now that I think about it, I have a Landor livery. Might have a 7.6. Did they have 7.6s? I've got a big model of one, or I used to when I was a kid. 29086 is set out of 16.5. Seatbelt signs are on. No smoking is on. Please return to your seats for landing. Now we're going to blast through flows at 280. Now seeds is supposed to be at 250. We'll see how she handles that. Why is EPR 1 a red outline? We don't talk about that here. We did not damage our engine on takeoff. Landor and Delta Widget look good on anything. Yeah, Delta Widget, Delta Widget L1011 looks good on that. Dark blue U.S. Airways on the 7576. Ooh, it's kind of a forgotten color. Look at this, though. My goodness, what's outside air temp? TAT -2. We need some engine anti-ice just in case. Where is it? Oh, it's all auto. Jeez, how boring is that? Look at this, though. Holy stunning. Let's go full screen cam so we can just immerse ourselves into the realism of 2024. I love the BEA paint on the Trident. Ooh, but then I flew on that bird. But then, well, you don't like the Trident, do they? Delta Flot livery. Grew up flying the MD-88s for that paint scheme. Yeah. Delta Widget on the Classic is nice too, Victor Silva. Yep. You'd match the descent Mach to the cruise Mach on the VNAV page and set descent to look like this, 87280. Oh, well, that's dumb. It should just take what's on the star. That would make sense in my limited pilot brain if you had no speed restrictions in the box. But since you have a speed restriction on the arrival, I would think that it would default to the restricted speed. Trident had the first commercial full auto land. Oh, are we auto landing? We'll make a poll here real quick. Well, see, Thrust set, yeah, cost index plays a role in the descent. Same on the Airbus, but once you have a arrival speed, it will do your cost index descent speed, and it will tell you, you know, you've seen the Airbus, it will show you managed descent speed and selected descent speed. And then it will do, in managed, it will do your cost index descent speed until you get within however long it determines it needs to slow down to meet that first restriction, and then it will automatically slow to that first restriction speed. Or speed up. I heard your last flight WASM crash. Is that true? Yes. Over the Gulf of Mexico, we had I tried to do a lateral route offset. See here, is it going to slow to 250? No, now it's going to require a speed brake. It's going to blast through this. I tried to do a route offset. We WASM'd out. But we were literally back airborne and flying within 5 minutes where we left off. 2024 Goat Sim. Quick reload and up and running. So we overcame it, but yeah, we did have one. It's pre-release. We need to test the auto. Go from. I'm sorry, James. Yeah, go from America. I've already got like 4 comments. People all pissed off about that. 60% say no. Wow. Well, there's only 88 votes. 400 viewers here. If you haven't voted yet, we are voting for an auto land. Yes or no? Auto land. Yes or no? Do you want to see me smash it down, or do we want to test the first auto land as I test the slow speed auto thrust protections here, as I keep the speed brake out? You really do got to fly this thing, huh? 230 at Freely. Are you going to make that? Probably not. Because now it's going to blast up. Here, now here comes another speed. Now is it going to drop to 230? No, because it's going to 240. See, I get it. I get what's happening here. I just think it's suboptimal. You know what I'm saying? I get what's happening. Drag required. Roger that. Oh my. I'm just trying to look outside the window here. I only know the Gulf of Bucky's. Yes. I think for seriousness, though, it should have been the Gulf of Texas. Come on, man. This arrival usually needs some boards towards the end. We're on them now, that's for sure. 230 on the speed, set. Boards are stowed. Looking good. What's the data page? We don't need that. Waypoint info, we don't need that. Going through a little bit of weather here. I like this weather radar. Is this default weather radar? Look at this. We're going through some thicker clouds. Got some returns. I like it. Some people really don't like the default weather radar. You said you want an actual weather radar so you can divert in the sim. I like this. Better than nothing, in my opinion. Real life would have turbulence. Well, look, AJ. You see that wind? See that wingtip out there moving? That'd be called turbulence, AJ. Only 7 knots of wind, too, though. All right, let's go ahead and manage our own speed. Let's take it back to 210 K knots. 210 knots selected. And we're going to descend down to, let's go to our approach chart. Full screen view. Axmal's 18, C-pin at 3. Let's do a flight level change to 3,000. So the terrain up on Indy so we don't fly into the mountain here. Flight level change 3,000. Set. Throttle hold. We're at idle. Down we go. Lights are coming on. Do like the hidden click spots. Very cool. Small features. Okay, just got a fresh bourbon. Let's not spill it on approach and landing. We'll try not to. Oh man, the poll is split right now. Poll 51 to 49. Okay, we're going to end the poll at, if you haven't voted, you got to vote. Axmal, 1,800 feet, the final approach fix. We cross Axmal inbound. That's the end of the poll, so vote away. When you were around, the globe show a lot less countries around here. These stream polls are closer than presidential elections. Dude, we're splitting hairs, man. I swear. I don't know what it is with V1 Nation. Doesn't matter what poll it is. I can do a community poll. It always comes down to like a percentage point. This looks amazing, though. The colors here are correct, too. This looks good. So when do you 777 guys typically throw the slats out? Like, I feel like right now would be premature, but I'm bored, so I'm going to do flaps 1. I don't know why. I've always loved watching slats deploy on a flexed wing. It's just cool to me. It's just cool. Imagine saying that on a line check on board flaps 1. Man, I got a story similar to that, Diabetic Lad. I'll save that for off stream. Yeah, I've got something similar. Sometimes it just makes you scratch your head. Do we need some lights in here? Push on, off? I'm not sure how to turn them on or off. One thing I haven't messed with yet. Definitely getting some bumps now. Where's Key 6 when you need them? We're going right over his house. San Jose, which should be behind us. Right there. That's where I wish I was going on Tuesday. But I missed the pickup. I don't know. I'm trying to convince my buddy to give me his San Jose turn next week. Or is that Moffett? That's not San Jose. San Jose is past the wing. Is that Moffett? I don't know how much that one is. Alright, let's go ahead and dial it back to 180. Let's see, flaps 5 at 235? Or below that. Alright, bring it up to cam. Let's go ahead and select flaps 5. Let's get flight recorder ready. Golly, this is beautiful, isn't it? Yeah, that's Moffett. Yeah, I knew it was San Jose. It wasn't on the shoreline there. If you haven't already, do smash that like button. Kind of light on the likes this stream. I do realize it's the second stream of the day. We're all tired, but do me a solid. Smash that like button for this approach. Let's see. We are approaching Axmal. How is the vote? We still have 300 more people that can vote and swing this thing. 48% want to see an auto land. 52% want to see me smash it manually. Approaching Axmal. Let's go ahead and arm it up. Way over here. Boom, just like that. Lope captured. Glide slope is armed. We're 180 on the speed. Five from Axmal. What's CTAF for this airport? KSFO CTAF is 20.5. Here comes glide slope intercept. San Francisco traffic United 357 heavy, just about outside of Axmal for the ILS 28 right, San Francisco. Glide slope star growing altitude will maintain 3,000. Growing altitude set 3,000. Recording is on. 49 to 51 on the pole still. Let's dial it all the way back. Flaps 15.
Traffic, Conning degree and heavy, over RT 728 right, ILS.
And 49 to 51. 0.8 from Axmal. We need to sling the gear here. 2,000 feet, gear down. I think that's Axmal inbound, chat. I think we're doing a manual landing. Axmal inbound, that's it. Let's hand fly. We got a bug 140. Flaps 30 coming in. By 1%. That seems a little slow on the ref. Let's go 145. All right, 145 is set. Get ready to take over manually. I have those levers, and auto throttle is off. I have the thrust levers. San Francisco traffic in at 357 heavy. We're on a 3-mile final, 28 right. Landing into the sun this evening. I demand a reach out. 1,000 feet, stable, clear to land. Let's not hit the seawall. Turn the auto throttle off so we don't do that. A little bit of a wind. Pretty much steady state though. Holding steady. Checklist incomplete. That's me. We got everything right. Gear, flaps. Oh shoot, flaps 30. Unstable. Go around. Alright, checklist incomplete, but we know we got everything. That's just me being a bad Boeing driver. I'm really surprised it yells at you like that for a checklist incomplete. A little bit high here. Let's go ahead and bring it back down. Something wrong? Alright, stop reading the chat, whoever that was. Gosh dang it, now you got me all over the place. Something feels a little wrong right now, though.
Minimums.
Might be a little low. $100. 50. 30. 20. 10. Oh, grease. Oh, yes. I didn't arm the spoilers. Manual brakes. I can take this one here. Close the thrust levers. Or the reversers, rather. And cue the stutters on the ground again. Microsoft, got to get Sim Update 2 rolling. Alright, are we clear? Let's go ahead and cross. San Francisco traffic in 357 heavy crossing runway 28 left, clear of 28 right, taxi to the ramp of San Francisco. Yeah, I forgot to arm the speed brake on that one. We'll go ahead and go straight across here, and then we'll clean it up. Yeah, see? What? That's definitely Sim Update 1. Ooh, there's that 7.2. Maybe we should go park next to him. I never had this issue until Sim Update 1. Alright, that's stowed, that's good. Flaps are coming all the way up. Landing light, turn off light, strobe light, wing is off. Now, see, Medicaid, the visuals on the approach, in my opinion, outweigh stutters on the ground. Because, yeah, this is annoying, but it will get fixed at some point. So, in my opinion, it's still worth it. It's better than looking at a yellow sepia sim with roller skate physics. Not sure which gate we're going to take here.
9 degree heavy over Axel. Down from pilot tray right.
I don't think that's a heavy gate, but we're going to take it anyway. Where's the lead-in line? I'm pretty sure... Yeah, I'm pretty sure we should have parked on that gate. Oh well. Connie's on final though. 7-4. We kind of want to see that, don't we? None of these are heavy gates for sure. That's alright. It's a heavy gate tonight. I was going to park next to the 727, but he betrayed me. Fly to Newark. I think I'd rather fly to, I don't know where. Anywhere but there. Brakes set. ERPs are set. Connie's over Axmal. Should we go see him? Should we see if we can go spot the Connie? I forgot to. Oh, we do have a sun visor. Dang it. I should have clipped that down. Oh, there he is. Don't mind me trying to reset my drone controls. It's a 7-4. We got to see it land. We got to see the 7-4 land. Oh, no. Oh, no. Drone control reset for 2024. All right, here he comes. Yeah, recording stopped. Oh, look at that. Coming in, a little bit of a crosswind. What? I wonder what 7-4 he's flying. You think he's in P3D flying the actual PMDG 744? Oh, brother. Flare, flare, flare. Oh, almost hit the seawall. Now he's climbing. It's on center line, though. Oh, nice. That's a butter right there. He saved it. That's pretty good. Kalita Air Cargo. Yeah, the Connie call sign. Cool. Very cool. All right, I'm going to leave the camera here. We'll do this thing. We will turn you off. We'll go back to the cockpit cam. We're not going to shut her down. We're just going to go right to replay mode so we can see this juice and get out of here. I have to go home, get ready for work tomorrow. Replay's up. I don't know why, but I want to see a 777 into Halifax. That's someplace we haven't been to in a while, huh? Alright. How do we do here? Flaps coming out. Let's get you back out into position. Let's turn the park brake off. It is. Auto brake 1. Arm U. Beautiful. Tomorrow we're going to Tampa. Real world. No stream tomorrow. Dougal, catch some rest, my man. Get some sleeps. Yep, disconnected from my Vail Premiums completed. Let's run this forward a little bit. Ooh, 777 Saint Martin. So we'll watch this one in daylight, and then I'm going to move the time forward to when I wanted to see the landing. Alright, flaps 30's coming in. Fly USMC in the house. What's up, man? Just in time to watch the landing here. 777 into Guatemala. Whew. Some South America ops. San Diego 777, that would be spicy. Ooh, you gave me an idea, Dreamerosity. Mexico City to San Diego in the bare metal Aero Mexico. That could be spicy. That could be a spicy one. Double windsocks, love that. 3 windsocks. Touchdown. Yeah, see, the spoilers didn't deploy because they didn't have them armed. Let's see that touchdown real quick. Oh, man. Maybe not the greasiest. Should we launch G's? Let's have G's launch. Tell us what it is. I think that's like I'm going to say 180. We'll say a 180 on this one. Let's see. $175 at 1.06 G. 175. Let's do one more just to make sure it's not being lying to us here. $181, 1.08 G. So that's about what I thought. Not bad, I'll take it. Now, for what I wanted to do, right here, we're going to set you up like this, and then we're going to send this into Blue Hour, and it's going to be amazing. And with that, I say good night, my friends. Sales coming up. Replays coming up. AJ Finar's coming up. $3 super chat. AJ, thanks, my man. Appreciate you. Wait, the main boogies don't sink into the tarmac? They do not. PMDG got that right for sure, man. So you can really watch the landings on this sucker because it is no sinkage. No sinkage. All right. I say it's been a pretty fun day of flying. What do you guys think? Thank you all for the support. Thank you for hitting that like button. I see we got up over 300 there for the end of this stream. I'm excited for this bird. No idea on the release date yet. It's getting there. It's definitely looks like it's getting there. I mean, we had 2 good flights today. We did have a WASM crash. I'm sure PMDG will be on that. That was on our first leg, but overall, I just am very pleased to see the 777-200 making its way into Microsoft 2024. So, with that, I say good night. I'm off to Tampa tomorrow. Hopefully, I can figure out how to fly an Airbus again. And I will catch y'all next week. You guys are awesome. Thank you for the support. Until then, stay safe, stay healthy, enjoy the rest of your Saturday night. I'm V1. See you! Thanks for the $2 super chat. You get $2 discount.
Too low, terrain. Too low, terrain. Don't sink. Don't sink. Too low, terrain. 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 Too low, terrain.